Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. In the past few months, I have gained so many new subscribers, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you who has subscribed to my channel. But with me gaining so many subscribers in the past few months, I thought, why not film another Q&A or kind of like a get to know me video. I think the last one I filmed was back in my first week of having my channel, and that was back in December. So this is long overdue. I want to let my new subscribers and even my old subscribers get to know a little bit more about me. I kind of just looked up get to know me questions on Google, and I picked a few questions that I think are different than any other questions people usually answer in a get to know me video. I hope these questions give you guys a good insight into who I am and my personality and all that kind of stuff. And if you guys have any other questions that are more specific, definitely leave those down below so I can film another Q&A that's more tailored to your guys' questions in the future. If you guys enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, head on down there and subscribe and come join this. I have finally reached my 500 milestone, and I am so beyond grateful. I just cannot wait to reach my next milestone. So if you guys want to help me do that, subscribe down below. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So like I said, I just picked a random questions off a website that I found online. Obviously, I just googled get to know me questions, personal get to know me questions, and I picked about 15 questions for you guys. Like I said, I think these will really give you a good look at who I am and getting to know me and my personality and all that kind of stuff. So let's just jump right into it. The first question I have is, what is your major? I think I speak a lot about the fact that I'm in college. I'm going to be a senior in college, and then I go to Stony Brook University, but I don't feel like I ever really tell you guys what my major is. So my major is psychology with a concentration in sociology, and my next question is what you want to do with your degree. And I really want to be a clinical psychologist. I took a class last semester called Psychology of Addiction, and it was really interesting to me. I know a lot of people personally who have been affected by the disease of addiction, and I think that that is a field I'm really interested in going into. So I want to be a clinical psychologist with a concentration in addiction and substance use disorders. I love all the classes that I take in this. I think it's extremely interesting, and it's also a field that really needs more people to be in, especially with the new disease model of addiction. I think back a few years ago, not too many people knew too much about addiction and the disease model, and in today's day and age, it's definitely becoming a more prevalent topic and it's being more researched. So that is what I want to do. I want to be a clinical psychologist with a concentration in addiction and substance use disorder. So the next question is, what are 3 words to describe yourself? And for me, these are pretty easy to think of. I'm in a sorority, if you guys don't know, and we do a lot of icebreakers and things like that. So my 3 words I would say are definitely talkative. If you ever met me in person, I can talk your ear off for hours and hours and hours. I would say I'm pretty outgoing. I think sometimes I can be very introverted and into myself, but in the right situation, I am extremely outgoing. I love to be the life of the party. I love to make people laugh. I just love people and getting to know people, and I think that's why I really enjoy this platform, because it's a way for me to get to know people and connect with a whole bunch of people really easily. And I would say my 3rd word to describe myself is very personable. I think that when you meet me, I'm really good at connecting with you on some sort of level and making you feel comfortable, and I just think I'm a really good listener. I like to connect with people. I like to make people feel comfortable, and I think that's what will really help me in my field of psychology with a career and all that kind of stuff, because I really like to get to know people and connect with them on a level and really have them open up to me, and I just think I'm a very personable person. So definitely talkative, outgoing, and personable would be 3 words I would use to describe myself. So the next question I have are, what are my hobbies? And if you had asked me this question back in middle school or high school, I would definitely say sports. I played volleyball and softball in middle school and high school, and I really enjoyed doing sports back then. But ever since I entered college, I think my hobbies have changed, especially within the last year with me deciding to do YouTube. I definitely enjoy this a lot, and this has become a really big focus of mine and a hobby of mine. I enjoy filming and editing and uploading and seeing your guys' response. But other than that, I really have enjoyed reading all throughout the years. It is something that I fall out of easily, but when I fall back into it, I really enjoy sitting down with a book and just reading and having alone time to myself. I really enjoy that. I find it very peaceful. But other than that, I think in college it has been really hard for me to find a hobby. Like, people like to paint, people like to do X, Y, and Z. I think with all the hecticness that comes with college, especially for me being in a sorority, it's been hard for me to find a specific hobby. But I think YouTube, I would say, is my biggest hobby, alongside reading when I get into a good book. Because other than that, if I don't have to read, I don't. Like, if I can't find a good book, I don't read. But if I do, I do read. But right now, definitely YouTube has become a big hobby of mine. I enjoy it and I spend a lot of my time doing it. All right, the next question I've written down is, where have you traveled? I have only traveled out of the country as far as the Caribbean and Mexico goes. I've been to Punta Cana, which is in the Dominican Republic, and I've been to Mexico. I've also been on a cruise to the Bahamas, Half Moon Cay, and Turks and Caicos. And then of course I've traveled to a whole bunch of states. I've been to North Carolina, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Washington DC, Florida. I've been to Las Vegas. So I've been to a bunch of states and I've been in the Caribbean, but I've never traveled outside of the United States as far as Europe goes. And I definitely would say I really want to travel to Europe. It's so interesting to me over there, and my grandma travels to Europe a lot, and whenever she comes back and shows me pictures, it's absolutely gorgeous over there. So definitely in the future I would like to travel to Europe, but for now I have not done much traveling outside of the United States and the Caribbean and that kind of stuff. And I probably won't be traveling very often coming up with school starting and everything like that. So yes, those are the places where I have traveled. So the next question I have is, what are you looking forward to? And I'm definitely looking forward to a lot in the next few months of 2019 as well as 2020. First of all, I'm looking forward to school. I love the structure that school gives me, and I'm definitely a bookworm. I think I've said this 1,000 times, but I really enjoy going to school. I enjoy homework. I enjoy the structure. I enjoy learning things and going to class. And so I'm definitely looking forward to getting back into the swing of things with school. And then, you know, there's something pretty big that I'm looking forward to as far as 2020 is concerned, and I definitely have a big announcement video coming very soon to share with you guys just what I am super excited for and what I'm looking forward to. So I don't want to talk too much about it, but just know that a video is coming very, very shortly where I'm going to be telling you guys some exciting news. It's very big and I'm super excited for it, and it's definitely something I'm looking forward to in 2020. But as far as like small things I'm looking forward to getting my car, which I will probably be doing within the next week or so. I just got back from Florida, so I need to call my grandma and pick a day for us to go and get my car. I'm looking forward to the new year. 2019 has definitely been a very good year for me, but I'm super excited for the holidays, and I'm looking forward to 2020, like I said, which you guys will hear more about why very, very shortly. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm just looking forward to a lot right now. So the next question I had to answer once I saw it on the website, and is, what is the most annoying question you've ever been asked? So I need to give a little bit of background on this question really quick, and then I will tell you guys the question. So I'm in a sorority, as you guys know, and when you go through your new member education process, you have 2 new member educators, and they're like your right hand. They're your go-to person before you become a fully initiated sister. So one of mine, I obviously was pretty close to both of them, but one of them I was more close to than the other. So after I was initiated and we were all hanging out, we went out one night, and one of my new member educators asked me what it was like to be adopted. And you are probably saying to yourself, what made her draw the conclusion that you're adopted? Well, for those of you who don't know or don't understand my dynamic or have not been following along on everything, I think I touched on this very early on in my channel, but I have 2 moms. I have my biological mother, obviously, that I came from, and then I have my stepmother, and they are married to each other. So my mom is married to a woman. I had a father, but he passed away, which I mentioned a bunch of videos back. He passed away, so this is my mom's second marriage, and it is to a woman. So when people hear that I have two moms, they assume that I have to have been adopted. Or I guess people assume that I have to have been adopted. And I've actually been asked this question a few times, but this one time just really sticks out to me because I was pretty close with my new member educators, and they learn everything about you during your new member education process, or so you think they learn everything about you. So it was just a shock when she asked me what it was like to be adopted. And whenever I'm asked this question, I literally just respond with, well, had a dad, you know, that was a thing, and then my mom remarried a woman, and that's a thing now. So yeah, it's definitely a weird question, and it's kind of annoying that people just are so quick to assume that you've been adopted, or I don't know. I think it's annoying, and I think it's weird, and that is definitely one of the most annoying questions I've been asked, and I get asked more often than you would think. So the next question I have is, what do you want the answer to? Like, what is one question you really want the answer to? And for me, that is, are there really aliens out there? For me personally, I 110% believe that there are aliens out there. I think you have to be really naive to believe that we are the only living organisms like we are. Whether they're not on our planet, whether they're not in our Milky Way, like our galaxy, I think that you have to be really naive to believe that there aren't other living organisms out there. But of course, we have no concrete evidence to know if that is the truth or not. And so if I could ever get the answer to one question in my entire life, I would really want to know, are there aliens? And who says aliens have to be bad? Who says they have to come down on Earth and try and take what we have, or destroy us, or brainwash us? Like, who has to say that? And you know, who knows? They might not look weird, they might not be green, they may not be like they appear on TV, they may look like us. But I think you have to be really naive to believe that there aren't aliens, and if I had the ability to know the answer to that question, I would. Alright, so the next question I have is, what do you take for granted? And when I saw this question on this website, it kind of took me a second to think about something that I really take for granted, and I would like to say I don't take anything for granted. I've grown up a very eye-opening childhood, if that makes sense. Like, I know the value of $1, and so I don't think I take money for granted. But after some careful consideration, I've come to the conclusion that sometimes I think I take my education for granted. I have to remember that not everyone out there gets a college education or a high school education. There are people out there who don't get any education at all, and so I think it's easy for me to take my education for granted. I do go to a really good college, and even though it's not a private college, I think that Stony Brook has a very good reputation, and I'm getting a very good education, and I am succeeding at that education. I do really well at school, so I definitely think when people ask, like, oh, are you going to go on and get your master's, my first instinct is to say yes, because I'm going to jump on any opportunity to get more schooling that I can, and I know it's feasible for me to go on and to continue school. But I know for a lot of people out there that's not the case, and I think that college students, or just people in general, don't really reflect and think about that. Like, not everyone is getting educated like I am, or at the level that I am, or just even at all. So I think I definitely take my education for granted sometimes, and it does make me sad to think about it, because I love school so much and I really value learning a whole bunch of things, and I just could never imagine not being able to learn and to not have that opportunity. So yeah, definitely sometimes I think I take my education for granted, and I bet a lot of you out there do as well, and it is something you need to reflect on and just really be grateful that you have the opportunity to go on and get a higher education, because some people can't. Alright, so the next question I have is, what is something that you're self-conscious about? And there's definitely a lot of stuff that I'm self-conscious about. I was actually a very insecure kid, teenager, young adult. I'm still very insecure, so I definitely think there are a lot of things that I'm self-conscious about. And one of them, which sounds so weird, is my voice. I'm very self-conscious of what my voice sounds like. And so when I started this whole YouTube thing, and I had to listen to myself over and over and over again when I edited my videos and playing clips back, that insecurity definitely has gotten a lot better. Like, I've learned to kind of get over that insecurity. But I remember, I think it was like back in like middle school, it might have even been elementary school, someone told me I had a really annoying voice, and that kind of stuck with me, and I was like really insecure about what my voice sounded like for a really long time, and talking on the phone, anything like that, I hated my voice. So to overcome that and to just film myself and have to listen to myself over and over and over again, it's really helped me get over it. But I was super insecure in the beginning of this. Like, I would play a clip back and almost want to cry. I was so insecure. I was like, people are going to think my voice is so annoying. People are never going to want to watch my videos. Like, I sound so annoying. I can't get over it. And I would just complain about it all the time. But I just really come to learn that what you hear and what I hear is different than when I speak and when I listen back. And I just needed to learn to get comfortable with what I actually sound like and know that on camera, that's really what I sound like, not what's like in my head. And once I kind of just kept doing it and filming myself, I kind of got used to the sound of my voice, and I'm not as insecure. There are definitely times I play a clip back and I'm like, why did I say that like that, and why do I sound like that? Definitely times that happens, but those are definitely, like, my voice is definitely one of the biggest things that I'm insecure about. There's a whole bunch of other things. We'd be here for days if I went into it, but my voice is definitely something I was and kind of still am self-conscious about. I have 3 more questions. So the next one is, what chance encounter changed your life? And I did a whole entire story time on how I met my boyfriend, and I definitely think how I met Harris was a really freak chance encounter. Just the fact that we almost missed the train, we walked up like so many train cars to get to where we were, that his friend's attention was caught by my friend dropping her drink. I think that whole situation was such a freak chance encounter, and obviously that has changed my life in so many ways. Harris and I will be together 4 years, I think, coming up, so it's definitely changed my life for the better. Yeah, it's definitely something that has changed my life, and it has really made me believe in fate and believe that everything happens for a reason. Second to last question is, what do you like most about your family? And you know, I like how diverse my family is. I like how I've been exposed to so many different kind of people, so many different kind of backgrounds. My stepmom's family is so diverse, and it's so interesting every time I'm with them, the food we eat, the things we talk about. I'm just really grateful for the amount of things I've been exposed to due to my family dynamic. And like I said, just having 2 moms is something that is so cool to me. It's something that I hope people can relate with, or if there are people out there who don't know anyone, can relate with me on that. And I just really enjoy how unique and how crazy my family is. There's never a dull moment when you're with my family. It's always so fun and so crazy and a lot of laughter. So yeah, I definitely enjoy how crazy, how unique, and how diverse my family is, and how it has exposed me to so many different things. I think that's really good for me. And the last question I'm going to answer today is, what are the best and worst things about getting older? And the worst thing about getting older came really quickly, and that is just more responsibility. Of course, as you get older, a lot more responsibilities are presented to you, and it does kind of suck, like having to think about all the responsibilities that are going to come my way. But I know that it's going to be nothing that I can't handle, and everyone has to experience these responsibilities as they grow up. So it's bad but also good, because it'll teach me how to be more responsible. But the good thing and the best thing about getting older, I think, is just learning more and gaining more knowledge on so many things, and just becoming a more well-rounded person. I think as you get older, you get exposed to a lot more things, and your life is less sheltered, especially when you go to college and you travel as you get older and all those kind of things. So I think learning is a really good thing about getting older, and gaining knowledge, and to some extent gaining responsibility. But it definitely sucks having to be more responsible. It sucks having so many things you have to take care of and worry about and think about. There are definitely some things that I don't even have to think about right now that I'm going to have to think about soon. That stresses me out beyond belief, but if anyone can do it, you can do it. So just gonna have to suck it up and accept my responsibilities to come. But yeah, those are definitely the best and worst things about getting older, I would say. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope these questions were I feel like these questions were more interesting. I feel like these are not your normal questions that people answer in a Q&A, and I think, or at least I hope, it really gave you guys a look into who I am, my personality, some things I think about on the daily, and some things I have to deal with on the daily. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, if there's any questions more specifically that you have for me, whether it be because you saw this video or you saw any of my other videos, if you guys have any questions at all, leave those down below on this video so I can film another Q&A to come in the weeks or months that's definitely more tailored to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, head on down there and subscribe. We are growing and it makes me so excited. So come and join this and subscribe. And like I said, more videos to come. I have a huge announcement coming that I can't wait for. A life update to come, because I feel like I haven't updated you guys. I feel like I've been slacking on vlogging and uploading lately, so a whole bunch of vlogs are to come your guys' way. So I hope you guys are excited for that. And with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.